Okay, functions day 3, we're specifically talking about slope. There's 4 scenarios of slope that you need to know and be able to recognize. There's also a video that I posted on Schoology about slope dude that can be very helpful to help you see the difference between these. So positive, again, reading from left to right, it's going uphill. Negative is going downhill, we're reading from left to right. 0 is a complete horizontal line, it has 0 steepness. And undefined is a vertical line. It's so steep that we can't give it a number. So make sure that you see the difference between positive, negative, 0, and undefined. Here's some examples that we went over in class. This aqua line is a 0 slope. This one is a positive slope. This one is a negative slope. Even though it does go down just slightly, it is still a negative slope. This one is an undefined slope. It's a vertical line. This is a positive slope, it's going uphill. This one is a negative slope, it's going downhill. So again, I want you to be able to recognize what kind of slopes using those 4 categories. Moving on, we do have the slope formula. I'm going to explain this quickly, but you can always rewind and slow this down and pause it if you need to. So this is our slope formula. M stands for slope, and this tells you how to calculate slope. Notice that it is x's and y's. There's a big difference between x squared and x2. X squared means x times x. This is an operation. This is a name. No different than what your name is. It's a name of a number. So don't get those confused when you look at that formula. So it's saying a specific y minus another specific y over x2 minus x1. We're using 2 points to figure out that slope. The first point we're going to label as x1, y1. Second one is x2, y2. Here's my formula. When I solve using that slope formula, you have to keep these 2 things in mind. If you have 0 in the numerator and a number in the denominator, that is a 0 slope. If you have a number in the numerator and 0 in the denominator, that's considered undefined. So 0 in the numerator is 0. 0 in the denominator is undefined. Over here I have some examples that I've worked out. So I'm given 2 points, and when I'm given those points, I'm asked to find the slope. This is how I want you to do the slope. We're going to label the first one as x1, y1, names. The second one is x2, y2. I always want you to write your formula. It will not be given to you on tests and quizzes. It will not be given to you for the SOL. I'm writing my formula, and then I'm going to substitute. X, y2 is 8, I wrote that, minus y1 is 5. So that numerator is y2 minus y1, 8 minus 5. The denominator is x2 minus x1. So it's 6 minus negative 2. The original, let me go back. The original looked like this. 6 minus negative 2. In the numerator, 8 minus 5 is 3. When you subtract a negative, we've talked about keep, change, flip. 6 plus 2 gives me 8. This can't be divided. 3 divided by 8 does not go in evenly. There's nothing I can reduce this. So 3/8 is my slope, and it is positive. My next example, 7, 10, and 5, 2 are the 2 points that we need to find the slope of. I'm always going to start by labeling x1, y1, x2, y2. And I'm writing my slope formula. And the next thing I'm going to do is substitute. y2 minus y1. 2 minus 10. That's my numerator. My denominator is x2 minus x1. x2 is 5. x1 is 7. That's where 5 minus 7 comes from. Then I'm going to simplify. 2 minus 10 is negative 8. 5 minus 7 is negative 2. In this scenario, I can just divide. I don't want any decimals. I do not want mixed numbers. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 gives me positive 4. Because it's positive number, we know it's a positive slope. One more example. 8, 3 and 8, negative 1. Again, I'm going to be asking you guys to label first, write your formula second. That's always your first 2 steps. From there, we're going to substitute. Negative 1 is my y2 minus y1. Let me show you the original. Look like this. -1 minus 3. y2 minus y1. And the bottom, x2 minus x1, 8 minus 8. So doing our keep change flip, this gives me -4 in the numerator. 8 minus 8 gives me 0 in the denominator. Remember a few minutes ago I explained that when you get 0 in the denominator, that means undefined. So this is a perfect example of that. 0's in the denominator, so there's an undefined slope. I do have homework for you that's also posted on Schoology.